Okay, just checking the tree after a couple of days, and it survived. Good morning, everyone. I'm Kay here on my homestead in Tennessee. Welcome back to my channel. I'm on a little over 9 acres here in Middle Tennessee after starting my channel and my gardening life in Los Angeles. So it's very different here. I had copious figs in my LA garden from 2 trees that were just so prolific. And here I have had, I think, a total of 2 little figs off of an overwintered fig in a pot. And I was determined not only to have some figs of my own so that I can make fig jam again, but I don't want to keep so many plants in the house. And there are 3 main varieties that will, they say, survive Zone 7, and that is Celeste, Chicago Hardy, and Brown Turkey. I don't know what I have because I didn't keep track of it, unfortunately. I think this happens to other people as well. But at any rate, I decided to try to boost the possible production of my biggest fig bush and cut it down to a tree. I will make a disclaimer that if you're not in an emergency situation like I was, pruning is best done in the dormant season. But here I am, middle of August, and they're only, well, you'll find out in the video, but I had 1 fig on that big tree and nothing else. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 figs that I have planted out into the gardens because I am trying to minimize what I'm keeping in the house over winter. I've talked about this a lot. It's not working out well to have my plants in the garage with my cats. My cats sleep in the garage overnight. And I'm sleeping and they're digging. Even though they have 2 big litter boxes that I clean out every day, no, that's not good enough, okay? They've got to dig in my plants. So I'm trying to minimize what's inside, and I planted everything out last year. And so I cover this in parts 1 and 2, and I hope you will go back and watch those because this is all part of a story. But today we're just going to look at how the plants are faring after the big cut in part 1. And also I am planting 2 cuttings, 1 larger and 1 smaller, 1 with roots and 1 without roots, and we're going to see how they do. So take it away, Kay. There's a ton of growth up in this whole section, which is going to be pulling that branch down this way. It's 6 feet tall. Shouldn't be any taller than that anyway. So I am going to remove some of this growth inside here, and that should drive a little bit more force back into the production of at least that 1 fig. You see, I've got 1 fig right here, and that's how big it is, the size of a marble. But I'm going to take some of the top off because that's where all the growth is right now. Just going to take a couple of these suckers out. And I think I'm going to take this big one because it's making the branch go to the right. Okay, that helps. Oh, and look what we found. By doing that, I found another fig. That's 2. Oh, wouldn't that be just fantastic? 2 figs. Okay, I should have done this when I cut all of the rest of the foliage, but it's a good idea to put these leaves down to protect the soil. We're getting more rain, so the nutrients may go down into the soil. That would be great. Now I did decide to go ahead and take off this right limb that's coming way off the root ball I don't think the froggy is down there. I'm going to take that off, use some of the leaves to go around the base, and I'm also going to try to root that stem. I'm going as close to the root ball as I can. You see, look at all those roots. Okay, I've got some nice roots here, and I can start a new tree in a sunnier spot and get one stem and try to nurture it. What I discovered when I opened this up was this branch is compromised. The bottom of this is completely compromised and half split open. It's got a lot of growth on it, and it's in the perfect position for a tree, you know. It's got the scaffolding branches and the whole thing. But if I take that off, I've just got 3 left, and they're all going different directions. Okay, that's all I'm going to do right now. Okay, I got this idea from Papa Sammy on YouTube, and he said sometimes you can just stick this in the ground and it'll start growing, it'll root. And I thought, okay, let's try that. But I am going to use some rooting hormone. This is this whole stem that we're sticking in the ground, so I'm still going to use some of this Root Tech original cloning gel that was recommended to me by Jack Davis. This gets as much sun as any spot in this orchard, and I already had a hole here because I had a bare root plum tree that didn't make it. And so I just pulled that right out, and I'm just going to put this in. Ooh, I forgot how runny it is. Just do that. I've already got a nice angle slice on it. Papa Sammy also recommends, now of course this is when you're doing your rooting, but baby aspirin. He has all kinds of worm compost and all that. I don't, but what I do have is comfrey compost tea with my charcoal. He recommends that too. So I put a couple of pieces of bioactive charcoal with micronutrients, and he said baby aspirin is also a rooting hormone, and he said put 2 or 3 in your water. So I'm going to just put 3 in my water and let that dissolve. Unfortunately, baby aspirin has a coating on it, so it takes a minute, but we're going to water that in. I'm going to save the rest for the other one and just cover it up. Try to beat back the crabgrass a little bit. If I see growth, I'll come and clean this up and put some nice mulch and compost. I think I will put some compost around the base of that. And that's one. Let's get the other one in. Seeing as how I've already got a hole there, I think I'm going to put it in that hole. And that way I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 possible figs. I've got kind of a deep pocket there for this root to sit. So that gives me a good 12 inches in the ground. And I'm also going to go ahead and use this stake. That in the right position. And then also, I'm just going to throw some. Stay there. rooting hormone, I'm gonna just wipe it on the base down there. Why am I not wearing gloves? Well, I forgot. But getting your hands in soil actually releases a hormone that's very mood enhancing, a good mood enhancing. Use that. In fact, I better leave that out. Wait, we didn't have a charcoal. Okay. That's more of the compost tea. And then I'm going to do this. Hey, thanks so much for watching my channel, everybody, and please subscribe if you haven't already. There's always something going on here because I've got so much I'm managing. Now, just to top it off, we're going to put I'm going to cut some comfrey leaves and put that on top of that. Well, considering I wasn't planning on even doing this today, this feels awesome to get this accomplished. And maybe I'll have another nice tree that I don't have to buy. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I hope you will. I've been around for 14 years, but if you're just finding me, I hope you'll subscribe. Click the bell for notifications, scroll down and click all. I cover sustainable living, food preservation, medicinal plants, and of course, growing your own food. This has always been the basis of my channel, is gardening. Okay, so in addition to all of that that's going on out there, I did plant a cutting. It's got 2 nodes on it. It's just a section of the stem, and the bottom is the hardwood, or maybe it kind of goes from hardwood to softwood, but it's not the green wood. But there's another node, and also I just trimmed about 1 inch of the outer layer, what's that layer called? The outer layer. Exposed that, and then I dipped that into the same rooting hormone I mentioned in the video. And I already had this pot sitting there because I had put some roots in it. I was just waiting to see if they were going to come up, but I didn't have a lot of hope. And I just went, rather than go set up something else, I just stuck it in here. And if I see growth on here, I'll repot it. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that. Please share this series with anybody who loves figs or just loves gardening. and I really appreciate it. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next video.